This one says Amore di cani. It's Italian and it means love for dogs. Yes, they are dating, they are dating 16th century, and it shows us that people even back then in the 16th century they were taking care of their animals and they were leaving water and food for them. Can you imagine, even today we have so many different organizations, we had someone in 16th century. Only one town in Croatia, Rijeka, it's up north. They have cemetery for pets, 300 years old one. And we have this, so this is the detail that we are very proud of. Amore di cani, love for dogs. Please mind the street in front of us. Again, you will notice that the stone is smooth, shine, original stone, and it's a bit uneven, so please mind your steps, okay? To build a theater, hospital and many other houses and buildings in Sibenik. So it was good building material for them and right here in the city. On the wall you notice the statue of Saint Michael. He's Can you come a little bit over here if you want to hear me? So this building opposite cathedral is a Sibenik city hall. Well, it used to be a city hall. It was built in the 16th century. In the Second World War, it was bombed by Germans, but we managed to keep the original form of the city hall from the outside, and inside is modern building today. So it's not city hall anymore. Today we have bar and restaurant. This place that we are standing right now, if you want to know what's going on in the city, you will come and find out here, since there was no telephone or television or newspapers at that time. And this place was also served as the open courthouse. And people from Sibenik could participate in those trials. So they were gathering in this square and yell, hang him or save his life. And soldiers and fishermen, and noble ones, so on. Only few faces of women, few faces of children, and all the others are men. You know, when I guide American groups, they usually ask me, are these the people who refuse to pay for the cathedral? It's actually written in one guidebook. I forgot who wrote it, but if you read that information somewhere, not true. Because after all, you will see a few faces of children over there beneath the angels. Let's move around. Ladies and gentlemen, these mills are approximately 150 years old ones. Under each wheel there is an artificial canal. Through that canal runs the water and turns the wheels. You can see on this picture over here how it looks like. So down there is some sort of pedals, very similar like on the boat. And the water turns those pedals. With this here part, you can regulate the speed of the water. And as you can see on the picture, there is two stone wheels. We can't see the one below, but the one below is static, and the one up here, as you can see, is mobile. The good thing is that we can regulate them, so when they're closer to each other, the power is finer. Actually a very simple solution. It vibrates and it helps corn to come out. Look at this. That's the idea. The wheels are going slowly, but when they are going too fast, this is really, shaking like this. And in the next two rooms that we are going to see, in the first one, you will see two huge wooden hammers. All the clothes, blankets, everything that we used to make from this area was made of sheep wool. You know that sheep wool is a bit rough to the skin when you touch it, so they will put those clothes, actually final products, under those two huge wooden hammers to get softer. And then in the other room to wash it. Over there you will see, let's say, old washing machine. It basically looks like Asian jacuzzi, but it shows us how people from this area use the power of water to do different kind of things. So we can proceed over there. Thanks. Yeah. Okay, between the rocks you will see water coming inside it.
Without the boardwalk. Isn't it the one where I went off the wrong direction? I went off in the wrong direction. That's right, yeah. 근데 그게 아주 지금은 많이 안티 호흡을
Con il pane.